Remember, the most important thing about these outline questions is that you save time for them. They are generally very easy. All we've got to do is read the instruction and give them the exact sentence that they want. We don't need to worry about the bullet points. It's not like they're testing our knowledge of the facts, of the bullet points. We can just give them what kind of sentence they want. All of the sentences will be true based on the bullet points. So what do they want? The student wants to emphasize how harsh the conditions can be in the tundra. Which choice most effectively uses relevant information from the notes to accomplish this goal? Okay, so going into the choices now, which one talks about how harsh it is? A, winters in the tundra are especially harsh, with temperatures averaging a frigid -30 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, that's probably the answer. It literally just comes out and says it and provides a nice example, but we should read everything just to play it safe. But like, I'm pretty sure, 99.5% sure that that's going to be the answer. Let's look at B. Animals that have adapted to harsh winter conditions can survive tundra winters. Well, this is still talking about it being harsh, but it's doing it in a much more backhanded way, right? It's talking about like the winter being harsh based on the way the animals can adapt to it. So the animals are in the tundra, I assume, and so because they've adapted to harsh winters and they live in the tundra, we must then assume that the tundra has harsh winters. But notice that's like a couple of layers of work, right? And anytime you feel yourself like struggling to connect the dots and make sense of a choice and connect it back to the question, that's probably not a good sign. Whereas if we look at A, right, let's compare. How easy is it to connect this back to the question? We need to mention harsh conditions in the tundra. Winters in the tundra are especially harsh. That's it, right? We don't have to do any work. The choice is doing the work for us. So when you have those decisions, especially if you get down to 2 answer choices for some hard questions, usually the one that has the path of least resistance is the right one. So try to get your sense of like, how hard are you working to make a choice fit with a question? The harder you're working, the less likely that choice is right. Let's still look at C and D. The C, there are around 1,700 different kinds of plants that can live in the tundra where average temperatures can reach a mild 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, this sounds good. This doesn't sound harsh at all. This sounds nice and pleasant. 54 degrees is not so bad. So probably wrong. D, along with animals that have adapted to the tundra's conditions, around 1,700 different kinds of plants can live in the tundra. Again, not saying that it's harsh. And in fact, if there's 1,700 plants that can live there, sounds pretty lush to me. So that doesn't make sense. We knew it was going to be A, but it is good to always read all the choices because sometimes our first instinct might be wrong or might be missing something. But on these questions, these outline questions at the end, your first instinct is probably going to be right because they're just so straightforward of questions. So reiterating what I said at the beginning, make sure you save time for these. These are easy ways to boost your score.